Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
I am very confused. Okay. Alright. Let me see if I can figure out some other options. Okay. Let's try that again.
I can hear.
Alright.
We can hear Jack.
Can you hear me? Can you hear yourselves?
Can you
We are
hear
testing
the rest
our
of us?
audio.
Yes.
I hear everyone.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's try that introduction
You
again.
turned your volume down?
I think there was something up with the audio input and output captures in OBS.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Technical Issues, the game where we flounder around and put duct tape on places that duct tape didn't necessarily need to go because it might help the stability of the overall structure.
Word, yo.
It's called Appalachian Engineering, everybody, and we're good at it. And I can say that because I grew up there.
There you go.
So, Star Wars, Edge of the Empire players, introductions, Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am playing Corey Tane, the
Ready for the Destiny pool.
the apparently bronchially challenged human outlaw tech. And let me roll my Destiny. I guess I should get my character sheet up, shouldn't I?
Nah.
That might help.
Every once in a while.
Boop. Do a light side.
Jack?
And I'm Jack, and I am playing R3RN, or Rerun, the astromech mechanic and saboteur, who is currently engaged in all manner of potentially nefarious options. And I got one light side point.
And Kat?
I am Kat. I am playing Powder, the surgical droid who is not having a good day. And I gave us a dark side.
I mean, that
Slightly
seems kind of fitting.
Yeah, I was like slightly thematic. Alright.
Right. So, we are today missing our... Okay. We are missing Spencer, who plays Siolo, our Twi'lek negotiator. John, who plays... He's Ares Artinos, her Mandalorian mercenary. And that accent was about halfway across the map.
I was gonna say.
We are missing Cody, who, bless you for not having a complicated accent in your character, He's Praz, our Zabraki commando, I think.
Yes.
Fighty
Yeah.
hitty character.
Fuck people who use accents as in characters that Aaron can't replicate.
I
Those
don't know
people
what
are
you're
the
talking
worst.
about.
For those who aren't in the know, Jeremy introduced a character with a rather distinctive accent and defined that as the accent of her home region. That
And
they
now
then
we are in her
proceeded
home
to
region.
immediately travel to.
I
Yeah.
did indeed. It was a thing.
Yep. So,
Different games. Anyway.
But yes. Here we are in Corvella, one of the cities on Corellia, because Star Wars naming's a little bit on the confusing side. Where after a night of drinking and research, the group managed to track down a sports bar that specifically supports or acts as some sort of hangout for the swoop bike gang that the swoop bike gang that Rerun has some previous connections to.
And he is very excited.
Yep. So we are going to pick up first with Corey. Corey, you were in a bathroom yelling at Siolo because no one gives me easy ways to explain what's going on in this game.
I was in the middle of rather bluntly putting it out there, the situation that we were in, why we were there, and perhaps what Sayo had gotten himself into when he signed on to this crew. And I believe we had gone to walk. I can't remember. No, we heard explosions.
So you two were in the middle of a conversation when Cielo seemed to get some sort of notice on his comms, which are part of cybernetics, and ran off. Gun drawn.
No, it's okay. I was only in the middle of saying something. I go to follow.
Yeah. You run out. Sayolo is looking around. Again, he has his weapon drawn. Nothing seems particularly amiss at the bar. It's very loud, crowded. It takes you a few seconds to sort of scan the room, and because of the way you'd set yourselves up, notice that Powder is not at that sort of out-of-the-way corner table.
Okay.
Definitely a few people eyeing Sayolo's brandished weapon. Eyeing Sayolo and the unholstered pistol, but
I quickly snatch it out of his hand. Like, yep, you've had a few too many, Sai. Why don't you come over here and sit down?
Whatever would you...
And you... And while she's, like, saying this with a big smile on her face, she's specifically directing her eyes, like, still facing him, but, like, doing the... with her eyes to the different groups now staring at them. Turn to whichever one is near, is like, sorry about that. Guy can't handle his alcohol. He's
yes.
He had a few. He's had some rough times out on the on various Outer Rim places, and he gets a little bit well, he has some flashbacks of sort. It's fine. Look, no longer arm. Just Sai, you stay there. Stay there. You've been and I'm gonna go see how our friends are doing.
He will actually stay there, but
Poor Silo.
Praz is babysitting him now.
I think he left Praz outside because
Oh, okay.
if Siolo's gun was a concern, Praz is basically a walking armory.
True. With a slightly shorter fuse than Sai has, I think at times.
Praz's solution to some problems is, yes, short fuse oriented. So,
I am looking around for any indication of where our droid buddies have gone to.
I'm gonna say make me a perception.
Okay, difficulty.
Difficulty 2 with 2 setbacks for the noisy environment of the bar.
Ironically, I currently have it set as difficulty 2 with 2 setbacks. Fuck!
Wow.
That's 2 failures and 2
2 failures and 2 advantages. Corey, the sort of loud pounding music is getting to you a little bit, especially because you sort of had to talk over it for being showy, but you didn't want to talk over it too much. And so instead of you start sort of looking around at the tech in this bar. Most of it looks like it's been cobbled together from other stuff. All of it you could have done better. But you notice the sort of, compared to the tech you've seen, again, Corvella, as a general rule, has this very neoclassical Roman-ish architectural style, very core world-y. A lot of the tech built into the building and a lot of the tech that is just around the bar and stuff is distinctly off-world.
Okay.
Different design sensibilities and priorities than the Corellian made stuff, which is admittedly pretty well made. This stuff is not badly made, but that is notable to you.
Okay.
And at this point, we're going to transition to Rerun. Now, Rerun, you haven't heard that conversation with Powder yet because we had transitioned away from you a little bit earlier. You're downstairs in the basement of this facility, surrounded by swoop bikes. You can see the individual you spoke to at the bar last night. She's currently seems to be working on one of the bikes. You can see a droid or two run by.
Okay.
Or wheel by.
Are there any other mechanics besides her and the droids that I can see?
That you can currently see, no. This garage extends for quite a while, and a lot of your vision is blocked by bikes and...
Oh, okay. So I'm guessing the bikes could potentially block other people's vision as well?
Yeah, definitely. Especially, not necessarily of, like, powder-sized people, but of you-sized people, yes.
All right. He is going to try and make a circuitous route around, basically using the bikes as cover so that Avalara, at least, the Twi'lek, doesn't notice him.
Yep.
He's okay if other people spot him. He's trying to put himself off as, I'm a droid down here doing work like all good droids should, kind of thing.
Right.
With his fake restraining bolt. Would that be like a stealth roll or what?
That would be stealth, and I'm going to say difficulty 3. Or no, difficulty 2 because it would be an opposed check.
Okay. Do I get any boost die for the fact that I am better suited by my stature to remain unnoticed with the amount of...
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For convenient cover, I'll give you a boost die.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. 2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Well, yeah, that's definitely enough. You sort of can slide around. You can see that this underground area extends for quite a while. Eyeballing it, it's probably significantly larger than... Excuse me. It's probably significantly larger than the bar above it. You'd suspect potentially having some underground road access.
Okay. For stealth checks, it says you can spend a triumph to identify a method of distracting your opponent for the entire scene.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, yeah, basically I just want to maneuver around and find myself in places where literally she, at least, is not going to notice me down here.
Yep. Yeah. Fair enough.
Cool. And as soon as he finds, like, a slightly out of the way swoop bike, he's gonna start sabotaging them.
Okay.
Preferably, if possible, in the same method that he did the one out back of the first bar in Corvell that we came to, where he can just kind of trigger it remotely if and when he wants it to go up.
Okay.
What's the difficulty on my skullduggery for that?
I'm gonna say it's difficulty 3. Now, keep in mind that with that, we specifically established, because you're having it as something you can trigger remotely, it's going to... Essentially, if you abandon it, you won't be able to trigger it later.
Right, yeah. It's not like they start it up and it'll go. It's literally something he has to click down on as long as he's in range.
You have to click. Right? You have a limited range within which you can click it. And, yeah.
One success,
most likely
one threat.
Next time the bike is maintenanced, you won't be able to do this.
They'll be like, wait a minute, this wiring's all wrong.
Okay, yeah. With 1 success and 1 threat, you can... get the wires sort of in the places you need them to be. No one seems to have noticed you. You notice a few people, mostly Weequay, headed back and forth through this underground area. And you're about 3/4 of the way through finishing up this wiring and the sabotage on this first bike, which has... like this really gaudy combination of green and gold stripes and like an animal motif that seems like they started with a lion and then painted over it like they wanted a bear, then painted over it like they
couldn't make up their mind.
They couldn't make up their mind about the animal motif, and then they just kept on adding to this simple caricature to try and change what it was.
It's like all the Predators put into a blender.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Rerun will do whatever the droid version of shaking his head at just people who don't just pick a lane. And yeah, finish up his stuff. And he's also trying to, if he can, I mean, I know he probably has to focus fairly heavily on the task at hand, but also see if he can pick up any conversation or see if there's any like sort of offices or computer terminals nearby.
Yeah, while you're doing it, I'll let you make me a vigilance roll, a difficulty Difficulty 2 with no setbacks as the music is not playing down here.
All right. Vigilance. 1 failure.
Okay. You don't hear anything, but like I was saying, you're about 3/4 of your way through this work when you hear. I can't do it verbatim, but some conversation come over your comms, which I believe are internal.
Yes, I have internal comms.
Yeah. You hear Powder's comm specifically click on, and some sort of short exchange that I feel like the piece you heard ended with gunfire.
He will sort of pause in the middle of what he's doing.
Or rather, stun fire.
Right. And if he can identify it as stun fire, he will quickly finish up what he's working on and then kind of just retreat into a hopefully kind of shadowy area of the garage and just listen.
Okay. Yep. And as you're listening and waiting, Powder, you're led sort of down. You're led first to the back area of this bar, which seems to have a lot of things you might expect of the back of a bar. Additional crates, some sort of safe in the corner. The individual you can assume is probably the advertised fortune teller in essentially everything that they could find that coded as unusual. Some sort of beaded headdress, feathers to the coat, lots of like gems, not necessarily gems, but big circular clear clear brooches haphazardly adhered to parts of the garment.
Gaudy AF. Got it.
Gaudy AF costume, yeah. And this Weequay guy who seems to just be relaxing, having a drink in the back, dressed in this specific essentially get up. You're led back past that to a elevator that will take you down to the floor below, where from the angle you approach from, which is different from the one Powder. From the angle you approach from, I'm sorry everyone, I'm really out of it today.
That's all right.
You can see a large number of swoop bikes parked around, a few people that seem to be working on them, a few droids wandering around, and essentially a large card table that seems to have been set up in the middle of this parking lot. At the table are 3 individuals, a man in a long red trench coat and a man in a large long red trench coat, a slightly younger man, and with a green vest that seems to be poring over some kind of document or another. And a woman who seems to be most of the way to asleep. Yeah. So they are all Weequay. Weequay being, for those unfamiliar, they kind of look somewhere between mummies and stone reptile people.
Yep.
Yeah, they are weird looking.
Yep.
but like in a really cool way of weird
Yeah.
looking.
Oh, for real.
And sort of as you approach, more people who presumably were just mingling among the bikes, maybe doing other stuff, start to gather around this conversation, encircling most of it. Rerun, you have a decent angle on all of this happening, as it's a pretty big commotion.
Okay.
But yeah, so Corey, upstairs, you know that Rerun didn't come into the building with you. He went around to explore and maybe coming back or hasn't come back yet or
Right.
found a different entrance.
Do we have open comms?
So you have comms. Rerun and Cielo are the only ones with internal comms, but you could pull out a physical comm.
Okay. Yeah, I knew we had comms or that there were some comms already open, obviously. I just wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to Silo position where he is. I'm going to make my way back to the bathroom as if I'm going to actually use it now.
Okay.
And once I'm in there, check and see if anybody's in there.
It's empty.
Lock the door.
Okay.
Pull out my comms. How's everything going?
And Rerun will roll back internally. Powder has been captured. We're downstairs. I have one distraction primed, although it may result in significant collateral damage should I be required to trigger it.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad. Let's not do that.
There's a lift behind the bar that can get you down here.
Okay.
Not sure how you'd best be able to access it. I can try it on my end. Maybe?
I unlock the door, open it just a crack, and peek. Am I in a spot where I can see where that might be?
You can definitely see where behind the bar would be. Unfortunately, that's covered with essentially a beaded curtain that between this and the back area. So you're not sure where the lift specifically is, but you can make a decent guess.
Yeah, I can see where the path to very likely get to the lift is.
There's one door that's sort of behind the bar proper, and one that's sort of past where you are with the bathrooms that presumably also heads back to a staff area.
Okay.
And Aaron, since Rerun had done himself a little tour of the back area before he took the lift, are these doors that are like solid, or are they more doorways? Like, would something need to be opened to let Corey back there?
I'm just to clarify for me again. I'm sorry, I'm slow.
No, it's okay.
The lift or the doors to the.
That question was about the doors to the lift.
Oh, so yeah, the doors to the lift itself are a physical door that you would have to open.
Okay.
Corey might be able to hotwire it. You were able to easily enough.
Right.
The doors to the back area, the one behind the bar is just a curtain. The one that's over by the bathrooms is a physical door.
Is a door. Okay. All right. Yeah. Rerun will just sort of stay frosty then and
Okay.
wait and see what happens with Powder in this trio.
So weird questions. How well does this room or does this bar have a lot of windows in it? Most bars I know don't, even in sci-fi settings. But I'm not making any assumptions.
From what you've seen of the bar, there are some black tinted windows at the front, that they don't seem to let in very much light, but they're physically made of glass.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't know if there are any around back.
Okay. And I guess the next question would be, best way to put this, how high tech is this bar? Is it particular, like, does it have like the neon lights wrapping around that go all over the seats and everything, and like, or is it like a Firefly situation where it's a saloon in the middle of fucking Corellia?
It's a little bit in the middle.
Okay, I figured.
There is a fair amount of tech. There's definitely you noticed this earlier when you failed to see your friends. There's a decently high-tech speaker system that, like, you're fairly confident is some sort of well-made, imported, specifically installed system.
Okay.
There is definitely a few different holocasters around, embedded in a few of the tables and stuff. But in more general terms, what's the right word? You suspect, you could be wrong, but you suspect that it's not like the tech is not super advanced or super fancy.
And makes sense. And final question, here in the bathroom, is there a power outlet panel?
Roll me a D20. Actually, never mind. So here is a great example of using force points for something that isn't rolled.
I could. What the fuck? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is now.
For those who are confused by the system, the destiny points, which the players have access to, can be used for things like making a convenient, not unlikely, but not necessarily likely thing true.
Right.
Yeah, you can find a panel that has whatever you need.
Okay. Then I reach into my tool belt, and what I am going to try and do and hope is that I can somehow cause the that super fancy nice audio system to cause overcharge power surge and short out the lights.
Fair enough.
You're trying to blow a breaker.
Essentially, but cooler sounding.
Right. But in cooler, techie Star Wars
All right.
ways.
I want you to make me a skullduggery check, difficulty 3.
Okay. Skullduggery, it's not my best.
Actually, given the specific way you're doing it, you could use either skullduggery or mechanics.
That's much better. So there's 2 successes, a triumph, and a threat.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense.
Boom.
So basically, you can hear the music is loud and pounding. You can hear it through the bathroom door. For a few seconds, the music changes. It warps. A different song starts playing, and there is a screeching sound for about 3 seconds, and then all of the lights blink off. Unfortunately, that includes the lights in the bathroom, and there definitely aren't any.
As soon as it started, I was going to open the door so I had a clear vision of which direction I'm going to be running to get to the bar in the middle of the darkness and confusion.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, all of the lights blink off, including the ones at the bar and in the bathroom. So you have a clear vision, but it is still... Difficult terrain is the wrong term, but...
Risky terrain.
Risky terrain would be a good way to put it.
For the record, plan B was if there was some kind of like electricity, like power in the bar, if I couldn't get the lights to go out, it was going to be to somehow cause a shock to Ciolo and have him fall over and use that distraction to get into the get behind the bar.
I'm so glad Spencer isn't here to see how we're just abusing his character in his absence.
So I wanted to help.
He did.
He's helping.
It's true. That is helpful.
He wanted to help, but he didn't want murder. Therefore, he doesn't have to be part of the murder. So...
Yep.
I am trying to carefully but very quickly sneak my way across the bar, or across the room to get behind the bar.
So this is going to be 2 checks. This is going to be a stealth check.
Okay.
I'm going to say difficulty 2 with a boost die for the darkness.
Okay.
And a
4 successes and a threat.
Okay, you're being very sneaky about this.
Yes. At least up until the point that something completely slams into me and knocks me unconscious.
Yes.
Which is
Accidentally,
when you're going to need to make
And
your
a
coordination roll.
check.
Okay.
At difficulty 3 with a setback die for the dark.
Because of darkness. Yep. I will spend another light side point for this.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, let me make sure. Let's see. Diff 3, setback. This 1. Okay. 3 successes and 2 threats.
Nice.
Yeah. With 3 successes and 2 threats, Corey, you just bolt across the dark interior. You're keeping to the shadows and using that sort of memorized, okay, this is where the stool is, this is where the bar is, this is where that drunk guy's gonna wander, to just slip through that door into the back. Once you're in the back, you can see some faint lights. It seems like some sort of cold storage unit may have been on a separate power grid or something. But aside from that little indicator light of the fridge, this area is also dark.
Okay.
Now, did the downstairs power flicker or anything at all?
And we are gonna transition to downstairs.
Okay.
That's hard to not notice. So Powder, you're being sort of led to this central table. The man in the green vest will sort of nudge the woman awake, and she'll sort of rub her eyes, put on some thickly rimmed glasses, sort of look over. They start to engage in hushed conversation. It seems like he's catching her up on whatever the situation may be from their perspective. And the man with the red trench coat will sort of stand up to his full height, arms extended. Friends. It's very good to meet you. I am Hondo Onaka. Your
Oh
name
my
would be...
fucking god. Sorry.
I'm probably the only one who doesn't know that reference in this group right now.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
It's not relevant.
Yep. Because Rerun doesn't know that reference either.
Corey is the only one with any chance, and probably not. And your name would be...
2-1B.
Well, 2-1B. It's delightful to meet you. Who I'm glad to be doing business with you. And by business, I mean piracy. I need your pieces. But we also have to discuss a little something that you seem to have taken from an acquaintance of mine.
What did I take?
Listen, we're all friends here. It's no problem. But I don't need you playing. No. I've been in this business quite a long time.
Powder will make sure that the comm is pressed so that at least Rerun and Sai can hear. I am sorry, but I have had a memory wipe. There are things I do not know. What did I take?
Seems that last night you were involved in a little espionage, DNA acquisition attempt on again, not a friend of mine, let's say. For Kat, the player, remember that you...
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. Powder is playing dumb as best they can.
Yep. I do hope we can resolve this as civilly as possible. Well, after all, I am a pirate. I don't like doing the shadier stuff. It's kind of gaudy. And at that point, there is a loud screeching sound, even audible from down here. And a few of the lights flicker and go out. Most of the ceiling lights seem to, again, be on some sort of separate power than the sound system in the bar above. But you can hear the sort of stunned silence above. And Ando will sort of take this in stride. So your acquaintances have come back after all. And we're going, unless Rerun's doing anything at the moment.
So Rerun, let me see. He does have a single rank of Knowledge Outer Rim. Is there any chance that he might know who Hondo is?
So what I'm gonna say is roll me Knowledge Outer Rim difficulty 2.
Okay. That is an even wash.
There are a lot of people on the Outer Rim.
And a lot of
Just
them are
because
pirates.
you don't know who this guy is specifically, he doesn't mean he's not dangerous. And you definitively know, without even having to roll, that this guy is not someone you have affiliated with Tunguska.
Right. As he's been just kind of sitting and watching and looking around, has Rerun noticed any computer terminals or any data storage or anything like that is
there's
located around? Okay. He's just going to casually, in his best, still going about my business manner, go over and just sock it into one of those and start searching through any records or files they might have that might reference Tunguska.
Given they're now on a lot more high alert, make me a stealth roll.
Okay. What's my difficulty there?
Difficulty 2.
Okay. Do I still get that boost?
Sure.
Okay. One success, one threat. That was a
With
terrible
one success
roll.
and one threat, it's easy enough to plug in. Their attention does not seem to be on their own droids as much as it seems to be on the droid that isn't their droid.
Mm-hmm. And would that be a computer's roll to see what I can find how quickly?
Yeah, I'm going to say computers basically for speed.
Okay. So difficulty 2 there as well.
Difficulty 2 there as well.
No success, 3 advantage, though.
Okay. So you can find the specific information you're looking for at a fairly typical speed.
Okay. So yeah, he's looking specifically for anything recent with Tunguska's name on it. Is probably going to be his main thing there.
Okay. Yeah, so the first and most accessible things you find on Tunguska is a large number of debts.
Okay.
You also find on those debts the name Hondo Anaka. Presumably this guy Tunguska owed him money.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it is within the last 2-3 years. But like extensive debts far beyond any estimates of Tunguska's holdings to various dangerous people.
Okay. So he's in up and over his neck to definitely the wrong crowd. Based on these records. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's helpful to know.
And at this point, we're gonna. I'm sorry, we keep skipping around. Move back to Corey upstairs.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So the room is dark. You can, making your way pretty carefully because you haven't seen this space before. You can find your way to the elevator.
Okay.
Lift. If you want to try and essentially get it to go for you, you can make me a computer's difficulty of 3.
Yep. Computer diff 3.
Hot damn.
4 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Corey has inherited all of your other characters' bad luck
karma?
As good luck.
Yeah. Yes.
Corey is your balance character.
Corey is very non-instant karma for me.
Yeah. But it still sort of ties into that, like, good things happen, bad things happen. Bad things happen to everyone else. Something good happens to Corey.
Yes. No, as opposed, she is distant karma.
Yeah. So yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Twist.
Step in.
Yep.
Is there more than one floor I can go to, or is it very
there
obvious?
There is an up and a down. I believe rerun specified
Yes.
down to you.
Down.
Mhm.
Okay. Beep. Yep. Corey, you ride this lift down.
Quick question as a side note. When I was running across to the bar with the amount of successes that I had gotten, could I have stopped really quick to grab my drink?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm
And at
holding
this
my
point, you
drink
just sort
on
of
the
pull
way
out
down.
your drink. Yeah.
Because why not? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Dude,
Yep.
dude, dude,
And you open, and the door opens, and it's a little blinding at first because you've been running around in the dark for the past minute or two. And you blink, and oh hey, there's a whole bunch of Weequay pirate. And Powder standing in a circle.
Hi guys.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one very much. Hello, Ostrain. I am not, for the record and for the audience, I am making the intentional choice not to do Hondo's accent.
That's fine.
That is perfectly fine.
Come. I was just discussing something with your partner, friend, acquaintance.
I don't know that any of those are accurate, but sure, okay. And she comes in.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late. I had to get my drink.
I am not a friend. I am
Civilized.
2-1B,
That
surgical
depends on your
droid.
definition of civilized. Even a Sith Lord is no match for my warriors.
And hoping.
Up quite a fight.
Powder is hoping that Corey gets the message.
You mean a lightsaber?
That's
Yeah.
it. As my sweet mother always said. Son, if one knowledge is good, two
And
are
Hondo will sort of sit back down at his table, put his feet up. And rerun, about at this point, one of the other droids sort of goes up to the same terminal and starts and sort of very subtly rams against you.
I swivel my dome head, still with my data arm plugged into the output socket, and give this droid a once-over. Is there a restraining bolt?
No.
Yep, he's got the det information, so he'll unplug and just pull back a bit and see what... And then in binary... What?
You're not supposed to be here.
I have jobs to do.
No, those are my jobs.
I
You're not
am
supposed to be here.
I am new and helping.
Make me a deception.
Sure, what's my difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Oh, one failure. Whoops, nope. I need to re-roll that because that was the wrong difficulty.
Yes, you do.
One failure and an advantage.
Much better.
Yes, significantly.
I mean, it is significantly better. It is... You failed, but something good happens. Sort of.
Good-ish.
No, you're not supposed to be here.
Where should I be?
I'll Why the fuck did I name my character something I can't pronounce? He'll sort of go towards the Twi'lek mechanic, who is deeply engrossed in whatever she is working on and seems to be paying no mind to anything around her. Because triumphs. We'll just sort of swivel around. Notice that everyone's doing something very important and serious, and beep suspiciously at you. Not necessarily words that mean anything, just
Right.
the general tone of suspicion.
Right. He's giving me the droid version of the squinty eyebrows and the sort of sideways look of right.
Yeah, and just plug into the outlet. Don't touch anything.
Okay. And he will whip himself around and head for another corner that is far away from, apparently, things. But still trying to keep an eye on what's happening with this trio of Weequay.
It's easy enough to circle around, especially to somewhere where someone your height cannot see.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just telling your friend that I do not want any trouble. I am an honorable businessman who is quite willing to work with my new friends. You are all my new friends, right?
All right, can I get the same outer rim roll?
Absolutely, yes. Difficulty 2.
Okay. Difficulty 2.
Heyo.
Okay.
2 successes and a triumph.
2
Alrighty
successes and a triumph. Well, triumph is what you need to know Hondo specifically. You've not only heard of Weequay pirates who are essentially Weequay who aren't, as a rule, Weequay who aren't into the whole silence and doom and gloom stuff that is somewhat stereotypical of the species.
Right.
Being able to communicate non-verbally, they're often seen as like the shadowy figures in the background. The Weequay pirates tend to be the opposite of that. You specifically know Hondo Onaka as a name. He is like anyone in this position, in and out of power, fairly influential, fairly prominent pirate. Most notable for having pretty extensive dealings of fucking over both sides during the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he is, if this guy is who he says he is, he's not only dangerous, but he's very skilled. Doesn't seem like the kind of person who'd be running a small-time Corellian, what's the...
Swoop gang.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Small-time Corellian swoop gang. But then again, you also know that he played both sides during the Clone Wars and got his house and probably planet sort of shelled for the trouble.
Okay. Yep. I mean, well, can we say new acquaintances for now? Because I don't want... Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but when you make friends with them, usually bad things happen to them.
Someone who knows what you know. I see why you wanted a drink. Come. Bring me a drink. He will wave at one of and the sort of woman will, still rubbing her eyes, clearly not quite awake. Sure. Do a thumbs up.
Okay.
And yeah, go get him something out of a cooler. Well, I hope we will be friends in time.
You
will find that it is very profitable to be a friend of Hondo's.
Yeah, sure. And she just sort of freezes her because she has no idea what the goal is at this point.
Which is when Rerun wheels himself out of the corner.
Like, she's like, yeah, sure. And just kind of looks at him and then looks over at Powder, looks around the room, probably sees Rerun at some point, looks back, is like,
Yep.
Powder.
Powder.
With a straw.
You
Telling
have the curly
Jackie
straw
and
from
then trying
Aries.
desperately to get every drop so she can continue to stall.
Rerun, you wheel over. As soon as you sort of get to the circle of pirates, one of the guys is like, "Hey, I don't know you." And Honda will wave him off. Another of your friends, I take. Gets you are good at the sneaking in.
I have something for owner.
Well,
Must
to Corey.
give to Chenguska what I brought back.
Well, what if Chenguska owed you is mine now?
Belongs to Chenguska. And he pops open a hatch and just pulls out a frag grenade. And then completely drops the act. I need to shove this up his ass and pull the fucking pin.
As long as you let me take the money from his corpse, I am sure we can come to an arrangement. You're a good one.
Do you know where he is?
No, he's hiding somewhere in deep space. He managed to piss off someone and an assassin droid got sent after him.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, I thought it was one of the huts. Congratulations. He is terrified and hiding in some corner. I am here to collect on my debts as much as I can and try and find where he may have gone. Now, to collect on those debts, I need to acquire, quite honestly, money of a man, and who very much would like things that Chenguska used to own and now I own.
Are you interested in helping us if we help you?
Quite. He'll look over to Powder.
She's with me.
I gather.
He'll put the grenade back.
Yep.
You have another one?
He pulls out a second grenade. Sure.
Drink.
Oh.
The woman
Puts it
will
away.
pour you a second drink.
Thank you. These straws are great.
The
Please tell me
guy
they're like
with-
the bendy swirly
I
type.
really hope they are.
You
They are
ordered
or
this
not?
drink. You can have a bendy straw if you want.
Yay!
Crazy straws.
That led to that great moment where she's just like, and it just, the camera holds on her for like 30 seconds, cuts to other people just staring at her.
I now want to send you a crazy straw.
Don't have to speak.
This very Firefly Star Wars game continues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Um,
So, who do we need to help you get money from?
I gather at least your friend has already met him. His name is Alvad, and he is a quite wealthy individual that we simply need to have some very honest, very over-the-board dealings with. Now, he is currently running scared because your friend tried to engage in Well, I do not know why, but when you take biosamples from someone, they often get a little bit antsy about things like that.
Uh-huh. Well, I suppose we'll have to run him to the gargantuan. Ground. Run him to ground is what I meant to say.
It would be easier for me if you could just hand over the... But it's already going through, but if you would like to take the violent route, I will let you run around. Should I assume the Mandalorian was also yours?
Probably
Yep.
safe.
Was he kind of... Excuse me. Was he kind of psycho?
He will call out the Twi'lek's name, and she finally, sort of startles out of being completely oblivious to all of this. Yeah, boss?
Hey, lady.
Hey, the Mandalorian chasing you was psycho because Mandalorian, yes? Yeah, probably?
Yep, that one's ours.
Yep.
Well, I have concluded my business here. You will ensure that I'd pay us money for the gang that he seems to think he can purchase. And I bid you all adieu. This is my financial officer, and this is my officer of drinks and parties. They will help you. He says, gesturing to the man and woman who were sitting at the table with him previously. A good number of the men will wander out as he sort of heads out of the garage.
Rerun turns to whichever one was designated as the financial officer or whatever.
The guy with the green vest who's been sort of running over some sort of small tablet pad this entire conversation.
So, you're the CFO.
Yes.
And your boss Chenguska owes your boss money, and so he's taken over the gang and is going to sell it to Alvad to replace the funds that he is owed.
That's the plan.
But Alvad's running scared right now, so we need to get him back into a negotiating mood.
Yep. Might help if your friend didn't harvest random people's DNA. Hey.
We're learning. Organics are a little... We're learning.
I try not to harvest anyone's DNA if I can help it.
Good for you. Okay. Do you know where Alvad is?
Yeah, he's at his suite in sort of the... He's staying at a suite. Upper
Guards?
part of town. I have an address.
Address would be good.
He'll rattle something off.
Do you know if he's alone?
No, he likely is a security force, though he tends to head out alone when he meets with us.
Interesting. Well, do you have some contact information for once we've spoken to Alvad and got this little misunderstanding smoothed over?
He'll rattle off a comm frequency.
Thank you very much. I'll kind of glance around the garage. Do you mind if we take the lift back up?
The cost of... The operation cost of one lift ride is negligible enough that is an acceptable form of transportation for you at this time.
And Rerun will sort of run himself into the back of Powder's knees. Let's go!
Powder will start moving.
Corey?
Yep.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me Corey's just standing there.
I mean, he's definitely drinking her drink. But he's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Solid lead.
Mm-hmm.
Where did we leave Siolo? I thought he was going to be our talker person.
Yeah, he's up at the bar. For that matter.
Getting up his courage?
No, so there was a whole thing where he freaked out because apparently you said something about bombs, and I don't know exactly what you said to him, but he was convinced you were going to go on a mass murdering spree.
I hinted at it, but I didn't promise anything.
Well, he was all upset about that, and you know how Sai gets about, well, anything.
If you're going to engineer for a situation, you need to know your worst case scenario.
Right? And so he's like, oh, but you can't do that because this person, we don't know that this person who works with Chingusa is evil. And I was like, duh, they work with Chingusa. They're probably just as bad as him.
Frequently.
Right? Anyway, he went out and we heard something, and he ran out into the. So we were in the bathroom, by the way. We were talking about this in the bathroom. He ran into the bar, or ran out into the bar, grabbed his gun. I sat him down at the bar, took his gun away, and that's when I went in the bathroom and talked to you. And so then I turned out all the lights upstairs to provide me distraction so I could get to the elevator lift.
Naturally.
And I don't know what happened to him after the lights went out because I couldn't see him because it was all dark and because I turned them off.
Right.
So he's probably still up there. He's probably very confused and very angry at us right now.
Do you think he will be less angry when we come up without having made any explosions?
Probably. He seems like the kind of guy who would be less angry about that, yes.
Angry is not bad, but some of the new people's angry is inefficient.
I mean, like a lot of us are new people, but you're right. I don't know. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure it's all fine. Let's go see.
All right.
Let's go gather
you head
everybody up
into the bar area.
Good
and
plan.
And Sayolo is sitting there. He'll sort of straighten up as Corey comes over. Well, and he'll assess the rest of the group. So, who needs to be negotiated with?
Alvad.
I don't know what that means, but I think we're good. Sorry,
Well.
Sai.
That's... And...
Poor Sayolo.
yeah. You guys will sort of... The scene will cut there.
Yep.
And everyone will head back, somewhere else. To your ship, to the bar or something.
Probably back to the ship.
Probably back to the ship. Comms to Praz and Ares, basically saying, "Reassemble, Avengers."
Reassemble, Avengers. We need to go back to Avengers Mansion.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Easily done. Enough done. And that is where we're going to take a quick break.
All right, gang. We will be back in a few. Live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Edge of the Empire. The crew has reassembled on the ship. Ciolo and Ares seem to have gotten into an argument about something that no one's quite sure how it started, but they've both stalked off to not at all brood or angst or complain, but just for unrelated reasons lock themselves in their rooms. Praz has decided to go off and exercise.
That seems entirely character appropriate
Yep.
in all situations, in all instances.
Absolutely. Powder is immediately going to go to the med bay or Corey's lab or wherever and figure out what is up with this bio piece of whatever that they got. Why did they want this back?
Who's a what now in the Hozo?
Do you express this to anyone, or do you just head off?
I might express it to at least Corey.
Okay, so Corey just responded to that statement.
I feel like I'm missing part of this story.
The reason I got taken downstairs
Uh-huh.
was due to a piece of organic material that I acquired.
Okay.
And I would like
Okay.
to analyze it. I think it was hair, wasn't it? Is that what I grabbed?
You walked up to a guy and snipped his hair in the middle of a bar.
In a quote unquote accidental manner. Yep.
Rock on. Was there a reason?
You remember the input issues I had been having?
Yeah, you're the memory stuff. Right. And the alerts that you're getting.
Right.
Right. Yeah, of course.
One of the alerts went off the first time I saw him, and then again the second time. That is the appropriate face to make. Yes.
All right, let's not jump to any conclusions.
I do not jump.
That's a good point. Let's not reach any conclusions too quickly. So we want to try and figure out who this person is.
Yes.
Well, if you can get a genetic profile off of it, maybe we can check some databases. Do you have access to any medical bases that you know of? It's very possible you may have
Possibly.
access that you don't know about.
We shall find out.
All right. Well, go ahead and get that genetic stuff when you're ready for that. We'll see what we can do. And she turns to rerun. So where do we go from here?
Well, we have an address. He likely has security forces.
Mm-hmm.
But has a tendency, apparently, to mostly leave them at home when he goes out.
Okay.
So we either confront him, interact with him in a place where he feels more secure but has more muscle, or we go to a place where he is less secure so that we don't have to deal with the muscle as much, but we'll probably have to deal with a more jumpy person.
I mean, so I don't know if you've noticed this about our group, but we don't seem to react to jumpy well. Usually that's when
No.
the shooting begins.
I have noticed this.
We have a room we call the blood room now.
Yes, we do.
So,
Maybe we should engage in a more serendipitous fashion. Surreptitious. I was trying to say surreptitious.
like top secret kind of.
Like, he's safe, and then he gets visitors. The visitors happen to have bypassed most of his security personnel, but we're just visitors.
Wouldn't that make him jumpy?
Maybe.
I mean, it's not going to be a blood room in our house or in our ship, so I'm not that concerned about that part of it. But as my understanding is, we still need information.
Well, I think we don't want a blood room at all. I mean,
generally, no. That's generally inadvisable.
This Hondo Onaka mostly just wants his money, and I don't think he cares that much how we get it.
Right.
But I feel like it would be more risk than might be worthwhile to go in and just shoot people until we get all the money.
Yeah.
Because also, I feel like from what was expressed, Hondo has something that this man wants, namely a swoop bike racing gang. And if we can get him to talk to the CFO, then the transfer of cash will proceed from there.
You guys can both make me a cool roll.
Okay. That is a thing that I have green dice in. What's our difficulty?
Difficulty of, let's say 2. Hondo's pretty easy to read when he wants to be.
1 threat.
A success and a threat.
So, Rerun, you're not really sure you have the plans you've discussed. Corey, it seems like for Hondo, the current biggest impasse is, and from your conversation with Powder, is that apparently biological material was acquired surreptitiously? Like, that seemed to have been the stumbling/contention point.
Okay.
So that doesn't. With 1 success, you're not really sure how you would solve that, but it seems like that may have been the source of the
hostility.
Hostility, and may have been why Hondo said to you guys, "Okay, deal with it for me."
What if? So this guy we're looking for, or that we have the address for.
His name is Alvad.
Yes. So he is less likely to be terrified or suspecting bad things. Or ready to shoot at the slightest provocation, right?
he might be right now because Powder stole some of his chassis.
Right.
If he had all of the bits of his chassis back, he might be better, you're saying?
So I hit the intercom. Hey, Powder, could you come up here? I think your thing has relevance to our to Rerun's thing.
Powder comes back up.
So apparently this guy is the guy that you got the hair from is the guy we're looking for.
Yes. That makes sense.
So if he are you okay with me talking about certain things that you have talked about only with me in the last 20 minutes?
Only Rerun is around, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You hear Praz smacking something very far away.
Rerun can hear, yes.
Okay. So this dude set off apparently some alerts from Powder's a previous pre-memory wipe programming. There's some remnants in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like twice. Maybe, and this might be a stretch. This is just a random thought I'm having. Maybe if we can get some more information about what that alert was about, it might be helpful in figuring out what to do here.
Yes.
That is the goal.
But can you possibly give us some kind of visual representation of what that alert looked like?
Powder will bring him a data pad, I guess, and like, I don't know if we could do sketches. Like type it out, whatever.
Or
it
if you
was.
can somehow access it again. And to bring up the same alert and maybe project it hollow-wise. Something like that.
I don't think I have the ability to project.
I don't think Powder has a holo projector built in.
Or just hook you up to the ship and use the ship's holo projector.
Yeah.
Oh, that I could probably do.
It's just a question of whether you can bring that alert up manually.
I can try.
Yeah. You can certainly try.
Do it.
Just to shortcut this, Powder, make me discipline check difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. Discipline. Let's see how bad we fuck this up. That is 4 failures and 2 advantage.
All right. So, you, Corey, Powder, with some help, you get all set up and like little holo projector for rerunning Corey in just this central conference area. And Powder, you concentrate and you try and bring up that specific notification. For Corey and Powder, or for Corey and Rerun, there's flashes of various things. Written basic, a few things of the visual representation of binary, little exclamation marks, a few images that flash by quite a little too fast, asked for you to quite get a clear idea of a series of coordinates somewhere, and then a short snippet from that weird sort of not quite third person, not quite first person perspective that recording can happen in, of Powder stumbling up to an individual at the bar and two people on either side, bumping forcefully into a guy, snipping his hair, and walking away. And then the thing cuts out.
Okay.
I mean, we know what he looks like now, I suppose. He's trying to see the bright side of this. I mean, I guess my question is, could we just meet with the guy?
That might be a good first step, assuming he doesn't immediately run.
I mean, if he has as many guards as as we've been led to believe, I would hope that one human and two droids walking up and saying, "Hey, can we chat?" I mean, not literally. We're not literally going to do that, but you know what I mean. Wouldn't make him go "ee" and run away.
Although he might recognize the one that took the sample from him in the first place.
That's true.
That is a concern. Yes.
Well, maybe we should limit exposure then? Make sure the right people go out to massacre him? Massacre is not the right word.
I was going to say, is that the wrong word? I'm not sure at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Meet him was
okay.
What I think, yes. And he'll make a few more adjustments to his modulator.
I like that rerun slips are getting progressively more Freudian.
Yup. He's developing psychological fixations. Not that he didn't already have plenty to begin with. So, here is the address, and he'll make sure everybody has access to that.
Okay.
Should we send an open message first, or should we get closer in case he is unreasonably paranoid?
My assumption would be to wait until you get closer.
Very well.
They're coming to get us!
The fuzz.
Sorry.
It's the space fuzz.
Cover my microphone.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you guys actually, like... I may have missed something. What are you guys doing?
I think we are going to head towards the address that was given to us. And
easy enough. It's in the touristy part of town, but it's in the much more upscale touristy part of town. The frequency of buildings that don't fit the architecture style falls away. The buildings get sort of grander and larger. This actually overlooks one of Corvella's Corvella's at the top of this steep slope, and this area of it is set essentially looking out over that view.
Gotcha. So we're getting some nice travel vista along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we go, though, can Powder do a quick DNA analysis on the bio? I don't know. I don't know if I can do that at all.
Found out he's allergic to wheatgrass, and then we have a weapon to use against him.
Yes.
So, first question is, what supplies or equipment or specific... Is there anything you guys have that you're planning on using for this?
I don't know if Powder
what...
has any inbuilt DNA analysis tools as a medical drug.
No, typically those are something you would find in a well-stocked or very advanced med bay.
Okay. We do not have a very advanced or stocked med bay.
We have an okay stocked med bay. Oh crap! I still have a ton of strain though, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Do I have anything that can get rid of strain?
Do you have any ranks of second wind?
No.
I think there's a standard action to recover strain that you can make at the end of an encounter or whatever.
Yep.
Because I've never had strain damage before.
At the end of an encounter, each player can make a simple, discipline, or cool check. Simple means there's no difficulty. Each success...
I think simple means...
Easy means 1 difficulty. Simple means no difficulty. It's just roll your skill, and however many successes you recover, or however many successes you get, you eliminate that many strain. Page 220 in Edge of the Empire, I believe.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, simple difficulty, discipline or cool check.
Okay, I will do that then. Let's do cool, because I actually have ranks in that.
Cool.
Exactly. Really? 2 advantage. Well then.
Sorry, I took all the
The typical way of recovering strain is to sleep.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Powder will make mention of the fact that they are still not up to full capacity.
Do you require recharge?
I believe so. Yes.
Bitch fuck weak way. All right. We can do that.
I mean, weren't we planning on not having Powder come along anyway for this particular part?
Yes. But it is good to have
recharge.
people in case.
This is true.
Out of character. Bring glass. She's got nothing else to do.
Honestly, that's probably what Rerun would consider next.
You can find glass pretty easily if you're looking for.
He will look for glass and for rainbow and ask them both to come along.
Rainbow will. Okay. But glass. Of course. Can I ask if there's some specific...
You have extensive knowledge in a great many areas. We need to talk to a person who feels threatened, unnecessarily so, because what he is afraid of is not actually a problem or a threat, and we need him to talk to someone else. Perhaps you're...
I do have a great deal of experience in many areas, though, given the specific nature of my, if you'll pardon the parlance, programming, it would be easier if I knew any details of what disciplines these vague terms applied to.
The individual in question has evinced a desire to purchase a swoop racing troop from its current leader. Unfortunately, due to some opportunistic harvesting of biomatter from the subject, they are concerned they are now under threat for their own liberty and safety, I believe.
That seems to be the gist.
And therefore are less than inclined to go talk to the person who wants to sell them the swoop racing troop.
Can you elaborate on opportunistic bioharvesting?
Without prior knowledge, Powder assumed they might have been a threat, or at least a subject worthy of further investigation, and stole some of their hair. Off their head.
I mean, it's not like there was no reason.
No. She was receiving inexplicable alerts, I think they said.
I mean, yeah, provocative information that might have been relevant. Let's go with that.
Have you considered apologizing and returning the item without, in a way that demonstrates that there was no concern? There's not a reason for concern?
That
I think
is
that
our
would be the smart thing.
That is our standard strategy, but first we need to establish contact without spooking this individual.
I will, of course, do all I can to assist.
We are going to do our best to present a non-threatening front. And also maybe do some shopping along the way.
Thus will give you a slow nod.
Excellent.
I assume we will be bringing whatever the stolen hair as well.
We should make sure that is contained and in hand, yes.
Beep, beep. Hey, Powder.
Yes.
Hey, hon, do you still have that hair?
Maybe.
Maybe?
They have
Is it in
fashioned
a
it into
box
a
and we
wig.
don't know whether it's dead or alive?
Yes, it is Schrodinger's hair.
Schrodinger's hair sample.
Alma does have a cat.
Because a very salient point has been brought up that Maybe if we just apologized and gave back the hair in its full undiagnosed condition, dude might be okay with things, or at least more okay with things.
Powder will pull out the hair sample. Is it just like a big clump of hair, or is it like a few strands? What
you
exactly
went
did I
up to
grab?
this guy with your hand and essentially scissored off a chunk. So it's like,
It's a lock, probably, right? Yeah,
did
like
you
a.
ever cut your hair as a kid before you knew what that entailed?
Yeah, no.
As a kid,
I was a strange child. I did not do anything like that.
It's just like a chopped off side bit, yeah.
Okay.
you ever do that as a kid? Or in your late teens, early 20s, eating heavily.
Hey, I know what I'm doing.
I don't think
Now,
Jeremy's
not
referring
first
to
attempt
Aaron.
Yeah, no. Powder will pull out the clump of hair, I guess. Take a few strands, put them away, and reply, "That can be arranged."
Awesome. You are the best. Deet, deet.
Right. So
I mean,
we've
out
gotta-
of character, let's be honest. It's not like the dude's going to be like, oh, now
There's
I'm going to
a few hairs missing.
individual hair up.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like how trusting Corey is.
Okay.
You gotta remember, this is the woman who has openly told the group, "Oh yeah, I'm reporting back on you to the Shaper." And
He
she
knows
hasn't got-
everything.
nobody even blinked an eye at that, so she considers like there to be no secrets among anybody that go to their room and sulk or shoot things.
Hey, you know, we know that you work for the Shaper. We assume you're reporting back.
So, hair sample in tow.
Yep.
Yeah, I will go get the remnants of the hair sample. Or,
Yep.
I'm sorry, 100% of the hair sample.
Quote unquote. Yeah, Powder will keep back at least like
Yeah.
6 or 7.
enough, yeah, like at least like 10 hairs.
10
just enough
strands.
to maybe at some point do something with them.
Yep.
Okay.
I will put that into my inventory.
All right.
And she brings the rest of the hair.
Oh
She'll
wait,
put the
I
hair
already have it.
in like a case, a fairly nice case. She'll put it in like we're returning a gift, right?
Yeah.
So put it in like she goes through her workroom to find something that looks kind of nice and take the time to like
Make a Tiffany box.
micro clean it all out and shit. So it's not like I'm dumping it in there and amongst a bunch of oil and shit.
Right. We're not giving it to them in a dingy old manila envelope.
Right. Close it up and head back to the group.
Yep.
Head back to the main.
Okay. So if I'm understanding, you're taking Glass and Rainbow, but you are leaving Powder.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This Powder is going to.
With instructions for Powder to stay close to the comms, if you don't mind.
So going back to my description of how the the city is fancier over here, or over in this area, because at some point we teleported back to the ship, and I'm just not going to question it. Yeah. You make your way to the address. It is essentially a very nice hotel, the kind for typically diplomats or people who can afford such things as a nicety. You head out into...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
Rerun just looks at Corey and Glass. I think the two of you should lead this exposition. expedition.
All right. So, Glass, it's all on you. No, I'm kidding. Aaron, narrate a scene for us in its entirety.
Talk to yourself.
I'm joking.
I'm not Matthew fucking Mercer, guys.
None of us can be.
Correct.
Okay, so maybe I'm trying to steal his temporal position and all of his identity and memories. Don't worry about that. I haven't achieved it yet.
Okay, good to know.
That you know of. Okay, so, yeah. You guys all head in and presumably head up to the place you know Alvad to be staying.
Mm-hmm.
Arrive at the door. Glass will knock. And then step back. It's been expressed Corey's leading, so step back behind
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, you're expecting like muscle or a security guard or something to open the door. You're a little bit surprised that Alvad opens the door himself. He'll look you over for a moment. Interesting.
Avon, Colleen, we have hair replacement options for you. Was that
Please step inside.
Okay.
Keep going. I'm just going to be down here for a minute.
Sorry, I thought a joke would lighten the mood. As she makes her way in.
Okay, so this is one of those Star Wars rich person suites for diplomats and stuff that we see on occasion. There's a huge window overlooking the, as I mentioned before, the sort of drop off here, and it is a very nice open landscape beyond it, if you ignore the occasional like random mining operations.
I swear to God, if a heavily embroidered robed Gungan greets us, the frag grenades are coming out.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else in the room
Thank God.
that you see. But what you do notice is that it seems like a lot of the decor, the bed and stuff, is probably provided by the hotel, obviously, and it's sort of standard.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere there has been placed green and gold memorabilia, signed things, pictures, there's profiles of various swoop bikes.
Nice. I like what you've done with the place. Oh, sorry. So, hi, I'm Corey. My friends. And we understand that you're missing something, and I hold it out.
I'll take it. Open the
I
box.
promise it doesn't explode.
Close the box back up. He seems... Yeah. He opens the box, closes the box back up.
So, yeah.
You're the drunk girl from the security footage.
Am I? I probably am. That sounds like me. I'm Corey. So, first off, sorry about the hair. Our medical droid is a little quirky. It's a really long story. You don't want to know all the details. But we wanted to return it to show that there was no ill intent. You're welcome.
Rerun's just sort of scanning the area, trying to see where's this security personnel we heard about, and that sort of thing.
Make me a perception.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. One success, one advantage.
You're pretty sure that Alvet is the only one in this room. Other than, obviously, you guys are in this room.
Right.
You're not uncertain of your own existence.
It's not been that type of day for rerun.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he'll just keep doing the whole astromech twirl and beep.
Okay.
So, the way part of the reason that we wanted to do this, I mean, first of all, because it's the right thing to do. I know that if I had lost hair clippings in a bar,
Been
I would
assaulted by
certainly...
an individual who barely introduced herself before him, thing to commanded, to provide a unsolicited haircut.
Yeah, that too. I would want it returned to me for reasons. Legit reasons. Totally legit reasons. This is what happens when you put the person with a presence of 2 and no dots in charm or any other social skill in charge of doing the negotiations. So I hope that puts you at ease a little bit, and you don't have to worry about. I don't even know what you would be worried about, but you won't have to be worried about.
Okay, Corey, I want you to make me a charm roll.
Okay.
Yes.
And a discipline roll. The charm
Okay.
roll is going to be at difficulty of 3. The discipline roll is also difficulty 3 until I
Sweet.
can.
That is awesome. I am so excited for this. Charm.
Actually, you know what? The discipline roll, I'm going to flip a dark side point.
Okay, even better.
Yes.
All right.
I love it. So I was gonna get back. It's like, wait a minute, you guys finally had a social situation.
And I wasn't even there for it.
Well, I did better on the discipline than I did on the charm. 2 failures and a threat on the charm, which seems fairly accurate to how Corey is approaching this.
Yeah.
And no failures or threats, or no failures or successes, just 2 threat on the discipline.
Okay. Yep. So, Corey, you are sort of talking, and you get the sense you're a little bit just talking at him, trying to get him to emote or affirm your perspective or give you permission to leave or something.
I've had conversations like this.
And you just are meeting this. He's very calm, and without impolite, he's just this wall. And there's some sort of glint behind. He looks largely human, but his eyes are a slightly off color.
Okay.
And there's some sort of disturbing glint behind it that makes you take a few steps back. Even as you're sort of talking to him, there's something even for you, even given your background, something off and disturbing about his aura,
Okay.
for lack of a better term.
Right. So she starts to get a little bit nervous and starts. What we part of, we wanted to hand this over, so you have it now. That's great, and hopefully, our information was that You were about to sell something to a guy. We quit. Right?
Buy something.
Buy. That's the word.
That was in binary, by the way.
Yeah. You're gonna buy the swoop gang, is that right?
Yes, as is my right as a fan who would own them so much better than the people who currently fail to manage them so spectacularly.
Right. So we'd like to help you make contact to do that.
Excellent.
Smile.
I apologize if you guys hear the people outside yelling about how stupid each other are.
Nope. But I can imagine.
I mean, sounds like Portland to me.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll.
So, we cool?
And in that moment, that is where we're gonna leave it for the week.
I will be holding my fist up for the next 7 days. Come see me on stream as I just stand here like this. No.
Please tell me you've got a crazy straw drink in your other hand. And that's everything for today. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.